Hey everybody. Okay, so for this video, what I'm going to be covering is how it is actually possible to save $20,000 within a 2 year period. The focus in this course has been primarily on saving money, but also on being able to pay bills on time. And the way to be able to do both of those is basically to manage your income well. So that's been the focus of the course. I'm making this video because I know that it comes across as not possible. It comes across as a lie and even as a scam. I recall when I first released the course, I told someone that I went to school with years ago that I had this course and that it was inspired by me saving 20K within 2 years. And they kind of laughed. In the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, did they just mock me? So I kind of just laughed it off. And I'm like, yeah, I really did. And I left the conversation alone. So I would love to see this person's face as we go through these videos. I'm probably going to send it to them. But I'm going to show you that it's realistically possible. I have a disclaimer on my sales page for this course that not everybody's going to save the exact same amount of money. Everybody has different financial circumstances. However, the course does show you what I did so you can take those same things and apply them to your situation. However, your situation may be different. Your financial overview may be very different. And so, what you still would be able to take from this is how to manage your money where you are paying your bills on time and you're able to put some money to the side unless there's some extremities where that need to be addressed. I do talk about that in the course about basically if your income and your expenses are really close, you're looking at needing to decrease expenses, stop overspending, and increase income and or increasing income. And so once that type of thing is taken care of, then you can really get more out of what I'm teaching. But in the meantime, you can still at least do things like covering, making sure that your bills are actually being paid. Because some people, I know that sounds like, well, duh, of course we should do that. But some people get their checks and they start buying different things and they feel like I'll pay that when it's due, but you have to be responsible to make sure that you put that money to the side and things like that. So all of that's covered in other videos. What I'm doing here is going over showing you that this is not impossible, that it is possible to save 20K. Again, it depends on your financial circumstances as well as to how much you can save. However, the course teaches you that you can save. Unless you're like really, really close to your income and expenses are super, super close, then you have to address those other things first, as I already said. So what I'm going to do in this section of the course for this particular topic of showing that it's realistically possible, we're going to analyze my budget sheets over the years. Not all of them. I've been doing this for like over 15 years. I have three of them, and I'm really just going to go over very few things with each one. We're going to go over my financial overview, what my financial circumstances were, how much I was able to save. We're going to look at different income levels, how my savings at different income levels, my situation at the different income levels, and whatnot. And also, so I'm going to start off with, first of all, proving to you that the budget sheets were not created yesterday, just to try to prove something. I didn't make it up yesterday and then say, hey, look, this is what my budget sheet said. I don't work in technology, but I work with a lot of technology, and I've even trained others in my different departments and whatnot. Um, I've even been the data director of data and research before. So one of the things I do know how to do is I'm going to open up different sheets. I can open up a Word document, a PDF file, an Excel file, and actually show or find when a document was actually created, not just when it was last saved or when it was last edited or something like that. So that's how I'm going to show you that this is my budget sheets are time and date stamped. These are old sheets. I didn't create it yesterday and make the circumstances look good enough to save this amount of money. So that's the first thing I'm going to show you quickly. And then I'm going to go over how much you need to actually save per year or per month to arrive at 10K per year, which would obviously put you at 20K in 2 years. So that's part of obviously proving this topic. And then lastly, we're going to look at the savings and financial overview at different income levels. All right. So let's jump right in.